It's a story about hope. It's a story about a dream. It's a novel by Bibhutibhushan Bandyopadhyay. Today I will talk about this novel. First I will talk about this story, then I will try to give my own thoughts about this story. So the story is about a chef named Hazari Thakur. Hazari Thakur works in a restaurant at Ranarghat, Kolkata. He faces a lot of adversity at his work because the condition he works in is very hostile. His boss and all the other employees don't treat him well. The owner of the place always gives him more work than he can do, and they pay him very little money. And even though the place is not very friendly place, he keeps on working there because he has nowhere else to go. He cooks really well, and he has been working in that restaurant for about almost 10 years. Now he has received a offer to work at another restaurant recently, but he decided that there is no guarantee that the other restaurant will have a good condition of working. He thinks that because the owner of the current restaurant helped him at his time of need, he should keep on working on the restaurant that he is working right now. So even though the owner of the place and the other employees don't treat him very well, he stays and keeps on working there. But he has a dream deep inside him. He wants to work in a place where everything is fair. Now he sees that in the restaurant where he works, the employees or the owners, they cheat their customers. They don't provide quality food, and they find different ways to betray the customers and take their money. Now this is a practice that Hazari does not like. He wants to provide good quality food at a reasonable price, and he wants the satisfaction of his customers. Now he is very good at his job, but because of the condition he faces difficulties. People eat his food and they praise his cooking, but the adverse condition puts him in difficult situations, and he is not able to deliver his best performance. Now he is a man of about 45 years old. He does not have a lot of savings. He hardly has any savings, but he has a dream. He wants to uh, open his own restaurant. He wants a place where people can come and eat good quality food. He likes cooking and he likes to cook for people, and when people praise his cooking, he feels really good about it. So one day the owner of the place where he works accuses him of stealing the dishes of the restaurant. Even though they knew that Hazari is a very good man, but he was accused, and the police took him to the police station. They interrogated him, and after interrogating him, they thought that this is an honest man, and he did not steal all those items, all those dishes that went missing from the restaurant. But even though he did not commit this crime, the restaurant fired him they sacked him. They did not keep him there. So now he is jobless, he has a family to feed, and he is devastated. His dream of opening a restaurant is also in uncertainty. He does not know what to do. They did not pay him well when they removed him from the job, and now he doesn't have a place to live. He is just wandering around here and there. Somehow he manages to find a fair, and in that fair he invested some of his money. He opened a little shop and he bought some of the cooking equipments, and he started cooking there. He made a really good profit from there, but it wasn't enough for him to open a restaurant. Some of the people he knew offered to help him, but he was in a confused state as to whether he should take the money or not. For the first few times he denied, and then he thought that okay, if I want to open my own restaurant, there is no other way. And he takes the money from them and he opens his own restaurant. And because he is a really good cook, his restaurant gains popularity very quickly. People started coming to his restaurant and praising his food, and his restaurant became a success in a very short time. Now he opened the restaurant at the same bazaar where he used to work before, and the restaurant he used to work before is now his rival. But because Hazari provides a very good service, the other competitors, they are facing a very hard time. And the other restaurant where he used to work is almost at the brink of closing. They are not getting customers. People are dissatisfied with their service. Now he kept on working, and there was a railway station near the bazaar. People from the railway station or people traveling on the railway, passerbys, they came to those restaurants and they ate their food there. So the railway authority decided that they needed a place for the railway staff and the passengers, a place where they can eat. So the officer in charge of that station called Hazari and offered him that whether he would like to work for the railways, and Hazari was thrilled to hear it. Some of the other restaurant owners also tried to get the job, and at the end, because there was a fame that was created in a very short time and people liked his cooking, Hazari got the job, and it went all uphill from there. He was unstoppable. He was like a wildfire. Everywhere his name was spreading. People were eating and people were praising. And the restaurant where he used to work, they went out of business. They went out of business and they were in a very devastating situation. They were so drowned in debt that they had to sell all the dishes, all the equipments, everything they had in that restaurant. So Hazari was a good man and he was capable of offering help. So being a good man, he offered help, though he was not able to save the restaurant, but he did help his previous boss and other employees, and he gave them work. And because Hazari became very famous, people around the country came, and a big restaurant chain owner offered Hazari a job. The big chain restaurant owner offered Hazari that he should be the food quality manager of their restaurant chain, and they will pay him good money for that. The job is Hazari will travel across the country and check the quality of the food, and he will give advice if needed to improve the quality of their food. And now he took the job. Hazari owned two restaurants in Ranarghat. The restaurants kept on running, and Hazari went and traveled the country, and he checked the qualities of food of the restaurant chain that he was hired by. Now this is in short this story. There are some other subplots, but I will not discuss them now. Now I will try to give my own thoughts about this story. Now the things I saw is that why the previous restaurant failed. That was a question I asked myself after acquainting myself with the story. The first restaurant failed because the owner was rude. The owner was almost blind to all the mismanagement that was happening in his restaurant. Some of the people in charge of buying vegetables and meat and other stuff of the restaurant, they were buying low quality product, poor quality product at a high price, and they were keeping the extra money to themselves. And people in charge of cooking, they were also, some of them, not everyone, they were also stealing goods from there. And there was not any proper observation of the situation. The owner was turning a blind eye, and this is one reason. Another reason is that they were very rude to the employees, and this is not something that helps a business grow. Employees work for the business, for the company, and they are the heart and soul of the company. If the employees are treated badly, that is very strong. That is a very strong reason for the company to not do well. And that exactly happened for Hazari's previous restaurant where he used to work. Hazari did not want to open a restaurant, but because the situation was so hostile, he had no other choice. They fired him. He did not resign from the job. That was one thing. And when Hazari opened his own restaurant, he achieved success very quickly. He achieved success quickly because he was a very good man. He was an honest man, and he was good in behavior with other people. He behaved very well with everyone. And because he was a poor man at the beginning, he was humble, and he knew that treating everyone well is a very important thing in business. And he also cooked well. People came to his restaurant to eat, and he was a very good cook, and that's why people ate there. But he tried very hard to provide good quality food, and about the quality of the food he did not compromise at all. Another thing that I want to talk about now, this is something that happened in the subplots that I did not talk about here, but and this is the story during 1940. So at that time the medical facility of the subcontinent was not very good. The communication system was also not very good. So people died of pandemics, people they died of cholera and other diseases, and there was no medical help to help them. Hazari went to a nearby village, and during his journey he saw villages that were once populated, that were once crowded with a lot of people, but because of the disease almost the entire village was wiped out, and it was a very lonely place. Only a few households remained there, and in that village the previous houses where people used to live, now they are filled with bushes and trees. They gradually became forest. So now this is I am saying this because when we think about population growth, it actually frightens us. But the another frightening thing is that population collapse. If population collapses, this will be another big problem. Population growth is a problem, population collapsing is an even bigger problem. When population collapses, the economy also will shrink, and when economy shrinks, everything just becomes a complete mess. So that is something that happened, and during that time communication was not very good. Roads were not there, and there were not many vehicles for people to travel. Public transport was not like how it is today. So when the characters traveled from one place to another, most of the time they traveled by foot, sometimes they used rail, and the communication was very difficult. Like they had to send people to inform about other people some things, and if they did not go at some place by themselves, there was no other way to inform people about anything they wanted to inform. That was a inconvenience that we don't have in today's time. So to sum up, this story was a very entertaining story, and it is a story about a hope. It is about a story of dream, and the way the journey takes us, it is really incredible, and the writer described the story very well. It really felt like I was there and I was experiencing the journey with the protagonist, but the description was so good, it just felt like a real life description of things. So that is all. Thank you for watching the video. Bye.